Welcome to the Big Seat. I'm Mark Weber. I'm your host for the Eternal Baseball Podcast, which means I'm all alone in the neighborhood this week. My pal Roto is away on assignment, but that's all right because I got a double dip of playoff baseball. So the Eternal Baseball playoffs for Season 5 are rolling on, and since tomorrow is a travel day after the Division Series Game 2s were today, we simmed 2 of the Game 2s and posted those results earlier today. But tonight, we're going to play 2 playoff games. So we're honoring the teams with the best records in each league. That's the Philadelphia Phillies and the New York Yankees. So we'll have Game 2 of Cubs at Phillies. Phillies lead the series 1-0. And then we'll have Game 2 of Royals at Yankees. And that is, the Yankees have that series up 1-0 as well. I want to say thank you to the leadoff hitter. That's Cam Fletcher. Royals and Cubs, that's pretty good double dip for our pal Cal and or Cameron and Brian. Happy playoff evening. Appreciate it. We will get through this probably as quick as possible because we don't do double headers very often because, God, if one goes to extra innings, that is a late night and an early morning. But we do have the Memorial Day holiday tomorrow. So a little break for most of us, I assume. And if you are working, we certainly appreciate that as well. And Memorial Day is a really important American holiday. And some people confuse or think Memorial Day and Veterans Day are the same thing, and they're very different things. So to show respect and gratitude to the honored fallen, we're looking forward to the Memorial Day holiday tomorrow. So look at this. It does look like I have a luxury suite. So, I mean, it's kind on one level, because I'm not fully moved in yet. Hence the jerseys just hanging through the ceiling tiles in the back. As we've mentioned on the podcast before, where the Weber family has moved into a new place. Yeah, wedding and a funeral, the same thing. That's exactly right. And one of the advantages of the new place is I have an office. That's lovely. But honestly, if I did a pan around, this is about as exciting as it gets. There's almost nothing up in the new office, but that's also because we're getting the old house ready to sell. So if you're in the market for real estate in Rhode Island, let me know. I might know a guy who's got a house coming up for sale. But it's lovely. I've never had an office like before. And this gets me in my podcasting in the basement, kind of where it belongs. But it keeps my voice from booming up the stairs and around the main level like it did for the previous 4 seasons. So very, very excited about the office. And we'll get a little more decorated. And I'll get actual, nails up in the wall there so I can hang my jerseys. But I was pretty happy because now I can go 3 across, which is cool. And I happen to have jerseys for both teams tonight. So I like jerseys with the name Weber on it. So I have a Cubs Weber jersey from some guy who didn't stick. I don't know who. And I don't just throw Webers on jerseys because you can do that. Anybody can do that with deep enough pockets. But I want jerseys of guys actually with the last name Weber, 1B. And there have been a few, not many notables. So I've got a few of those, and then I have a few jerseys. It's well documented that I'm a Yankee fan, and just this week I sprung for my first Aaron Judge jersey. So I had my choice. It could have been Judge, could have been I have a Joe Torre that's actually from his game-issued stack. He never wore it, but it was in the stack that could have gone on Joe's back. Managers just don't go through jerseys that fast. So I knew a guy, and at the end of the season, I managed to wrangle a Torre jersey. So that's cool. Also, Joe Gordon. Yeah, I could get a Dick Weber bowling shirt. That's not a bad call. When I do searches on eBay, I get Chris Webber, NBA and Michigan jerseys. So I'm looking for. There was a John Weber, Jon though, which was my father's name. And he pitched for the Yankees in spring training, but Yankee jersey's got no name on the back, which I love, but it doesn't help my Weber jersey collection. Also need a Yannick Weber, Vancouver Canucks. But I'm looking for that third jersey gradient fade they had. God, that was a cool jersey. Anyway, I digress. We added Aaron Judge to the collection this week. And pretty happy with that. So, but anyway, it's a double dip tonight. We're starting the National League, so it will be Cubs versus Phillies coming right up. Let me share my screen here. And before that, let me get into the birthdays, because just because it's a playoff doesn't mean we aren't celebrating birthdays. So Big Sexy, Bartolo Colon, happy birthday. Brad Penny, Chad Green, Jerry DiPoto, now GM of the Seattle Mariners, Ellie Rodriguez, and Rob Ducey. So those are your notables today. Happy birthday to those guys. If you're new to Eternal Baseball, welcome. We do call it the best baseball ever. It's the greatest players of all time, all at their statistical peak simultaneously, competing for an eternal championship. We're in our 5th season. We're in the playoffs in the division series. These are best of 5 series. So they start with 2 games for the higher seed at their park. And then tomorrow's an off day. Then 2 games, game 4 if necessary, at the lower seeds park. And then if necessary, after one more off day, I think that would be this coming Friday, we would have game 5s as necessary. And then the 2 winners move on to play in the championship series, which are best of 7. And then the Eternal Series, which is best of 7 as well. So let me share the screen here and the audio and show you guys what I'm talking about. All right. So here's the the long and the short of it. It's a little bit ugly because you get, I don't think I can make it bigger than this. Maybe I can. Yeah, I can. Okay. Because you've got stats behind you. I am running the final season stats for every squad right now. We post those up after the season is over. And I got to put my head together with Brent, and we'll come together with our finalists for Cy Young and MVP and fielding champions. Dave McDonald's in the house. Hello, Dave. Good to see you. So here's what we're looking at here. We're here in the division series. And we'll be up here, Philadelphia, with a 1-0 lead on Chicago. How'd they get there? Well, in game 1, big Ed Ruleback and lefty Steve Carlton pitched to a stalemate, but it was Ed Delahanty stealing 2 bases in the 11th inning, and Darren Dalton's RBI single off Lee Smith to score Billy Hamilton and give Philly the 4-3 victory. So that's where we're at, and here's where we're going to go. So let's hit this up here. Yeah, that's how the series are going to break down. And we're going to play game 2. Human play. Okay. So today's pitching matchup is Hippo Vaughn, great name, for your Chicago Cubs. And he'll be opposed by George McQuillan, 24-5. Philly was the best team in the whole league this year. And it's that 3-headed dragon of Carlton, George McQuillan, and Grover Alexander, 22, 24, and 27 wins that make the Philly rotation so absolutely violently good. So, but they're facing a left-hander today, so we'll look at how they bat against lefties. And again, flying solo tonight, so I appreciate the interaction. And if you have suggestions for the lineup or when to pinch hit, if you want to be the one to tell me when to steal a base and get caught, let me know. So here we are for their sorted this. These are their regular season stats sorted by their OPS against left-handers. And so it's all-world Chuck Klein, who won the Triple Crown, the only Triple Crown in eternal baseball history last season, and of course the MVP as well. It'll be Mike Schmidt. Klein can play all over the outfield, I think. Yeah, left, center, or right. So we'll see where we need him. Ryan Howard will play first. This lets us go righty-lefty, righty-lefty. And it gives us Ed Delahanty up top. He's dressed very dapper. Okay, so we'll see where Klein goes. Left field's taken. Dick Allen will hit 5th, probably DH. He was never a very good fielder anywhere else. Puts Chase Utley at second base. Sam Thompson plays right field, and that would let us put Chuck Klein in center. Now we need a catcher and a shortstop. That's Jimmy Rollins at short. And boy, the catchers did not hit lefties very well. We got to scroll way down here. Darren Dalton was better than Carlos Ruiz. So lefty Darren Dalton's going to hit ninth. So there you go. There's your NL East champion Phillies. And now we'll switch over here to Chicago Cubs. Cubs are facing a right-hander, so we'll sort by OPS versus right-hander. I need to read up on Riggs Stevenson because he played second, third, and left. Wasn't a terribly good glove at either spot. But man, oh man, can he hit. At least right-handers. He had an incredible season. He will likely be our DH today. There's only one lefty near the top. That's Billy Williams, who played left field. And then it's Hack Wilson, Ron Santo, and Ryan Sandberg competing for leadoff. I think it's going to be Santo. So we can have Wilson's Thunder a little further down in the lineup. That puts Rhino hitting fifth. Aramis Ramirez is going to be on the bench. He'll be our top pinch hitter. It's like, because I've got my DH spot used, and we have Santos starting at third. Chris Bryant will play right field. Mark Grace, good hitter, a fantastic glove. At first, Ernie Banks hitting eighth. Only in Eternal Baseball. He's our shortstop, and then Gabby Hartnett is our catcher. So there you go. Just like that, it's got to be a world record. We're at 13 minutes after the hour, and it's time for baseball.
Pitching for Philadelphia, George McQuillan. Leading off for Chicago, third baseman, Ron Santo.
Now, I assume you all can hear that out there. If you can't hear anything, let me know. But here we go.
Play ball!
Now, we're always the home team, so we'll be Philadelphia. But I'll hop in and make changes on Chicago's side anytime somebody asks, or if we see something egregious, a pitcher being left in too long, them not getting somebody ready in the bullpen, they miss an obvious pinch hit opportunity. All right, thanks, Cam. Let me know. I got the audio right. So, yeah, let me know if the Cubs need to do something and I'm not paying attention. Like we always say, we want every team to be as competitive as possible. So, yeah, play ball.
Play ball!
Okay. So let me get in here to the setup. I think we can make the players a little more visible. And we give control of Chicago over to the computer. There you go. Okay, and we get it.
Play ball!
All right, so here we go. Here's George McQuillan, Ron Santo, getting things started. The clean single left.
Center fielder, Hack Wilson.
I think 100 gorillas couldn't beat Hack Wilson. That's what I think. They need a step ladder for Jimmy Rollins. They have two putouts already.
Left fielder, Billy Williams.
Billy Williams, underrated star. I don't even mean underrated Hall of Famer, but Billy Williams pulls it off. He's giving this one a ride. Sam Thompson's all over that. By the way, Sam Thompson leading the league in total mustache. That's incredible.
Designated hitter,
Runner stay put.
Riggs Stevenson.
Here's Riggs Stevenson. Line out Chase Utley, the runner.
Second baseman, Ryan.
Two down
Sandberg.
For Rhino. Schmidt has it. He'll go to second to Chase Utley.
Pitching for
And
Chicago,
they get out of it.
Hippo Vaughn.
Here's Hippo Vaughn.
Leading off for Philadelphia, left fielder, Ed Delahanty.
Ed Delahanty was also the team lawyer. So that's important to know. And it's a little fly ball. Billy Williams seems to be under it. Oh, he bobbles it. Oh, it looks like he dropped it. Delahanty's going for two.
First baseman,
Yeah.
Ryan Howard.
Billy Williams dropped that ball. That's a shame. So runner on second, nobody out. Here's Ryan Howard. Sitting down.
Third baseman, Mike Schmidt.
Michael Jack Schmidt. Oh, Delahanty's still second. I should have kept a closer eye on him. He's a bit of a base stealing wizard. Schmidt with a grounder. It's just past Banks. Philadelphia was sending Delahanty home. He's got a 66% chance. With one out, I would say hold him, but I'll take the first response in the chat. So whoever gets in first, do we send him? One out, 66%? Or do we hold him? No fair deacon at Cubs fans and try to run him into an out. Send him, hold him. First response. It's like a choose your own adventure book. It's taking me off the hook. Hold him, says Brian. We will. Send Delahanty home? No.
Center fielder, Chuck.
Yeah,
Klein.
and Chuck Klein coming up. I think I'm with you, Brian.
Jack
Ooh, Chuck Klein
Designated
sits
hitter,
down.
number 15, Dick Allen.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Cam. Can't be unbiased.
Fouled him.
Dick Allen, 2-2. When he pops it up, will it make the stands?
Foul ball.
It does. He gives it a ride. Billy Williams on his horse. Makes the
Right
catch.
fielder, number
Who goes to
17, Chris Bryant.
Who's Chris Bryant? Who we haven't seen in Major League Baseball in some time. Single to left.
First baseman, number 17, Mark Grace.
Mark Grace. Utley showing some tremendous range to his right. They'll get Grace, but Bryant
Shortstop,
advances to
Ernie
second base.
Banks.
Here's Ernie Banks. It's a little floater. Mike Schmidt's on it. Redhead, you know.
Catcher, Gabby Hartnett.
Gabby Hartnett, 2 down, runner at second. Yeah, Brian's got a good point. Hartnett with a single to right. Thompson has it. Bryant's coming home. Do we throw home? I mean, this is the playoffs. 22% is a good enough chance to make that throw. So, yes, Sam Thompson, hold on to your mustache and let's see it.
Hey.
Safe. Hartnett advances to second. Still worth the risk. So with 2 down, Cubs now up 1-0. Here's Ron Santo with the tapper, but Utley's all over it, and they get the out. But the Cubs strike first.
Second baseman,
1-0 Cubs
number
as we go to the bottom of the
26,
second.
Chase Utley.
Here's Chase Utley. Try not to roll over any shortstops while you're out there, Chase. Pop out to
Right
Gabby
fielder,
Hartnett.
Sam Thompson.
Sam Thompson's an amazing bunter, and Hippo Vaughn is a rotten fielder. But Hartnett's very good behind the plate. So not now, but maybe later, Sam Thompson might drop one down. Right now, he just pops one up.
Shortstop, Jimmy Rollins.
Jimmy Rollins. Hack Wilson's onto that. No problem. We go to the top of the third. Here's Hack Wilson. Popping it up. Jimmy Rollins can take a nap. Catch it when he wakes up. All right. Billy Williams. Ooh, with a shot to center. Klein's under it. Good for him. Rick Stevenson. Looks like he dropped a bunt. I don't know if that was on purpose or not.
Catcher, number 29.
Either way, he's
Darren
out of there.
Dalton.
Here's Darren Dalton.
JK.
Sitting down.
Out.
Ed Delahanty, another great bunter. Maybe for later. Wilson bobbles it in center, and Delahanty will take second. So runner on second, 1 out for Ryan Howard.
Two.
Oh, they tried to get him at second, but nothing was happening. Howard lifts a fly ball to right field. Chris Bryant's looking up. He's got a beat on it. All right, he's got it. Delahanty, send him to third. Safe chance, 30%. Yeah, we don't need a 30%. And keep him in scoring position. 2 down for Mike Schmidt. Up the middle. Oh, but Ernie Banks is on it. Gets him at first. We move to the top of the fourth. Still 1-0 Cubs. Here's Ryan Sandberg. Former Philly. Barely. Traded right away when he got to the bigs. Here's Chris Bryant. Ryan Sandberg is a former Philly. Like Mike Piazza is a former Marlin, right? Just barely. Here's Mark Grace.
Ball, ball.
Walking. Grace, no threat to steal. Here's Ernie Banks. Thompson's coming in on a sinking liner from Ernie Banks. No problem. Bottom of the fourth. Here comes Chuck Klein. With a single to the left. He thought about second base, and then he thought better. Here's Dick Allen. With a line out to Hack Wilson. Chase Utley with one down. Gives us a ride. Chris Bryant's got a beat on it. And I'll put it away for the second out. And now Sam Thompson with that amazing mustache.
Track 3.
Sitting down. Here's Gabby Hartnett leading off the fifth. That was one of your catchers leading off. He gives it a ride, but Sam Thompson's there with his mustache. Here's Ron Santo.
Ball, ball.
Walking. Kind of slow getting down to first. One down for Hack Wilson. Just past Rollins. Santo will hold it second. Here's Billy Williams with one down. Runners on first and second.
Track 3.
Sitting down. And Riggs Stevenson. Hitting it at the wrong guy. Mike Schmidt's up with it. He throws. It's going to be close. Got him at first. To end the inning, or the half inning, we go to the bottom of the fifth. It's 1-0 Cubs. Here comes Jimmy Rollins. Former National League MVP. He lines out to Sandberg. Darren Dalton. Ooh, gets a hold of this. Billy Williams on torso. Hey, brings it in. Now Ed Delahanty. Sends one to right. He's on with a single, and he's quick. 75% Ryan Howard up. All right, first one in. Leave him, straight steal, or hit and run. All three options on the table. First one in. Hit and run, steal, leave him be. 75% chance to steal second. Everybody's thinking, they're percolating. Down 1-0, bottom of the fifth. Leave him be, send him, or hit and run. Steal, says Brian. Off we go. He's in there. Safe at second. 31% to steal third, so that's probably the end of the gravy train here. But here's Ryan Howard, runner in scoring position, 2 outs. The count is 1-0. Oh, it looks like, is that getting down? Or did Wilson catch that? No, it looks like they trapped it. Delahanty's coming home. And just like that, by virtue of Brian's fantastic bench coaching, let's not get greedy, fair enough. But it is 1-1. We tie it up on Ryan Howard's RBI single. Here's Mike Schmidt. And I say we just because I'm playing as Philadelphia. I don't have any dog in this fight at all. I just like good series, right? Longer series are more exciting. So Vaughn's at his 77th pitch, but he can throw up to 145 because he's a man. But now he's got 2 on, 2 down, and Chuck Klein at the plate. Klein with a tapper back up the middle that Sandberg snares over to Grace. That's 3 up. Well, not 3 up, 3 down, but 3 down. We go to the top of the 6th, now tied at 1. Here's Ryan Sandberg. Fly ball to left. Ed Delahanty catches it with his ascot. Don't make things up. 1 down for Chris Bryant. With a single to left center. He's on with a go-ahead run. 87% to steal for Chris Bryant. I don't think he's ever been 87% to steal. So we're not going to let that pass.
Hey.
Now he's at 98%. I don't know why. I'm going to pitch out and see what happens here. Wasn't going. It's back down to 9. All right. Mark Grace down the line. Foul. Ryan Howard gives chase. He can't come up with it. 1-1 count to Grace. 1 down. Runner on first.
Strike 3.
Grace sits down. Wow, Bryant is 95% to steal. I don't know where he's getting. He must have done a lot of film study. Here's Ernie Banks. He clobbers one to left. Ed Delahanty's backing up, looks up, makes the catch. Bottom of the 6th, 1-1. Here's Dick Allen.
Strike 3.
Strike it out. Chase Utley. Excuse me. Utley with a single. Drops in front of Wilson coming in. Here's Sam Thompson. Ernie Banks ranges to his right. He throws the second. That'll be it. Imagine that. Chase Utley messed up the double play relay. So realistic. Sam Thompson's on at first. He's not much of a threat to steal. So here goes Jimmy Rollins. Single back up the middle. Send Thompson to third. Safe chance 99%. Yeah, I'm good with that. Get some, Sam. There you go. All right. So with decent speed at third, 36% to steal home is not bad. The number 9 hitter up, even though I know it's Darren Dalton. And Rollins, 79% to steal second. In honor of my boy Roto and his aggressive base stealing antics, we're going to go with a delayed double steal. And he's in there. Both of them. Well, there were 2 outs, so of course both of them. But Jimmy Rollins steals second. Sam Thompson steals home. Safe by a whisker. 2-1 Phillies. We are still here in the bottom of the 6th. Here's Darren Dalton.
Strike 3.
Sitting down. Look at this. I know, right? I'm so glad when they happen live. Yeah, you got that right, Mongalvo. I'll make sure to send him a clip. Okay, so it's 2-1 Phillies. McQuillan has thrown 82 pitches, but he can throw 150. So he's in no trouble. They'll have to get some traffic before we consider throwing him out. He doesn't seem too happy about it, but that's just George. So here's Gabby Hartnett. Ryan Howard is all over it. And here's Ron Sanford. Hitting it to Schmidt. That's the wrong way, man. Schmidt happens. Oh, and Ryan Howard dropped the ball. So, well, in fairness, the throw pulled Howard off the bag. So Mike Schmidt, wow. Mike Schmidt error is worth making a clip of. So Santo at first, 1 down. Here's Hack Wilson. Great name. Schmidt goes to second where they'll get Santo. There'll be no throw. Wilson safe at first on the fielder's choice. With 2 down, runner at first. Here's Billy Williams. who sends one to right. Sam Thompson's looking up, but that's going. That is gone. A 2-run homer for Billy Williams. Scores Hack Wilson. Scores Billy Williams. And the Cubs retake the lead. It's 3-2 Chicago. Here's Riggs Stevenson. Excuse
Strike
me.
3.
Oh. We are moving right along. Here we go, the 7th inning stretch. Ed Delahanty leading the league in total hair part. Look at that. He came dressed to impress. Bum, bum, bum. Sorry, I'm yawning. I was moving furniture all day with the gun show. Yeah, okay. So here's Ed Delahanty. Man, thinking about a bunt here. He's 2 for 3. Let him swing. I should have bunted. Sandberg has him. 1 down. Right? Brian knows what's up, man. Ed Delahanty. Try to find him not in the seat. Here's with 1 down. Here's Ryan Howard.
Ball.
Walking. Okay, Howard's real slow. And we're in the 7th inning, down 3-2. And I happen to know that Philadelphia, if you look at their batters on the season, have Billy Hamilton, who stole 86 bases. So he's our pinch running weapon. Is now the time to drop him in for Billy Hamilton. Or to drop, Billy Hamilton in for Ryan Howard and set up that base stealing threat. We'd have to figure out first base. Samuel doesn't play first. Dalton plays a little bit of first. So we could put Dalton at first. Dick Allen's in the lineup, but he's DHing. We could put Delahanty at first. He's not a bad option. Anybody play third other than Schmidt? Allen's our DH. That doesn't help us. Oh, we've got Scott Rowland on the bench. So we could put Rowland at third and move Schmidt over to first. So I'm in favor. So let's get Billy Hamilton in there for Ryan Howard.
Hamilton is the new runner at first.
49% to steal doesn't excite me. I'm going to have Schmidt take a pitch, see if we can get that base stealing number up. Oh, they're throwing over. 35, wow. I'm still going to have Schmidt take. Oh, yeah. Brian, we're simpatico. All right, I'm going to have Schmidt take a pitch. 89% for Billy Hamilton. Straight steal, off he goes. And he's in there. Now he's 30% to steal third. I think we're good. 1-1 count to Mike Schmidt. Cracks one to left. It's too high, though. Billy Williams is under it. That's 2 down. Send Hamilton to third. Safe chance 64%. That's a no. Not risking it on a medium fly ball to left field. I want Chuck Klein to hit. We'll see if they walk Chuck Klein. It's a tapper to third. Chuck Klein better hustle. Oh, Santo has trouble getting it out of his glove. Klein is safe at first. So we got Klein and Hamilton on the corners for Dick Allen. Phillies are threatening. Let's see what else Chicago has in the bullpen. I'd rather be a little early than a little late. So, Bruce Suter's their closer. Carlos Marmol is almost as good, maybe even better. So let's get... I'm going to take control of Chicago here for a sec. just to get Carlos Marmol warmed up. All right, give control back to Scott. All right, so first and third, 2 down. Here's Dick Allen. Sitting down. All right. So now we got to get funky with our lineup for Philadelphia. So Schmidt will stay in the game, but move to first base. And Scott Rowland, who could have been a Cardinal, that's a close one, but we'll put Scott Rowland in for Billy Hamilton, and he'll play third. The defense at third actually gets better by moving Schmidt to first base. That's how good Scott Rowland's glove is. That's pretty incredible. Scott Rowland, happy to be back in Philly, obviously. All right, so here we go. Where are we? Top of the 8th. Cubs lead 3-2. Here's Ron Sandberg. Sit down. Chris Bryant. Walk in. Mark Grace, 0 for 2. Walking. All right. So Philadelphia, we've got 2 men on, 1 man out, 4 right-handers coming up. Let's check that Philly roster for relievers ranked by ERA. Ryan Madsen. Tug McGraw was a closer, but Ryan Madsen was the man. Bunch of right-handers coming up. Looks like it's Ryan Mad Dog Madsen. Madsen. Make sure I pronounce that right. There we go. So he's just warming up just in case. George McQuillan's taking on Ernie Banks. Rollins is on it. He goes to Utley. And the throw to first is too late, but they get one. Now we got runners on the corners. Bryant at third. Banks at first for Gabby Hartnett. Now, if you're the Cubs, let's just take a look. I want to see their batting average, OPS versus right-handers. All right, Cubs fans. Oh, Robbie Rosario knows what's up. King Kelly time. You got that right. No school tomorrow for Robbie Rosario. Good to see you, Rob. Okay, so here's my pitch, Cubs fans. Hartnett's the number 9 hitter in your lineup. You do have, is it Contreras? Yeah, Wilson Contreras, who can step in at catcher. Gabby Hartnett's OPS against righties is 694. You could pinch hit Aramis Ramirez, or on a lesser level, Sammy Sosa. No, you wouldn't do that for either of them. Sosa and Rizzo's OPS against righties is less, but Ramirez's is better. So let's pitch that out there. Cameron Fletcher, Cubs fan number 1, directly to you. Do you want me to pinch hit Aramis Ramirez for Gabby Hartnett right now? Or do we stick with Hartnett? Right now, it is Cubs lead 3-2, top of the 8th. A lot of suspense here. Yes. All right. Good enough. Yeah, Kelly's just going to storm the box. So here's Aramis Ramirez. It's not letting me do it because I haven't taken over, but I'm going to force the issue. There he is, Aramis Ramirez.
Pinch hitting for Chicago, Aramis Ramirez.
First and third, 2 outs. George McQuillan. It's a foul ball. That's going to make stands.
Pummel!
0-2 to Ramirez. He sends one to center. Chuck Klein has a beat on it. He reels it in. All right, so while you're here, Cam, Vaughn's throwing 116 pitches. He can go all the way to 145. 3 of the next 4 hitters are lefties, plus a switch hitter in Rollins. So I'm not sure you want to flop the Marmol right now. What say you, Cameron Fletcher, Cubs fan number 1? Do you want Marmol in for Vaughn, or do you want Vaughn to start the inning? Back-to-back lefties coming up in Utley and Sam Thompson. I got nothing but time and ice water. Rob knows that the right move, of course, is King Kelly. Cam, you got to give me an answer. I'm going to roll. All righty. We're going to let Vaughn start the inning. We'll see where it goes. And as far as Philly, Marmol. Okay. I have to take control of Chicago. There we go. Marmol's coming in.
Pitching for Chicago, number 49, Carlos Marmol.
Okay. And then Philly will have to check it out because now they have a right-hander coming in. Philly's got Del Ennis as their best pinch hit option. And Utley's pretty far down there. So I think we're gonna get our Del Ennis right now. Wait till you see these glasses.
Pinch
There he
hitting for
is.
Philadelphia, Del
Ennis. Good thing he got his new prescriptions. Marmol and Ennis. Right. Too late, Rob. Oh, sorry. I got to give control of Chicago back to the computer. Here we go. There we go. Pops it up. Contreras has a beat on it. Puts it away. Bummer. Contreras is only okay behind the plate. Marmol is okay on the mound. Thompson doesn't have a hit yet. It's bunt time for Sam Thompson. Oh, I'm going to get him at first.
Pitching for Chicago,
Oh.
Bruce Sutter.
And the Cubs say it's Bruce Sutter time. Hold on. I don't blame the computer for thinking this is Sutter. But it's really Suter. My good deed for the day. Okay, here's Jimmy Rollins. Tapping it to Sandberg, and we're out of the 8th. Here we go to the top of the 9th inning. And Philly needs to put Juan Samuel in for Del Ennis to play second base. Okay. Ooh, the Jerry curl. Looking good, Juan Samuel. Here's Ron Santo. McQuillan gets in trouble. We'll go to Madsen. It's a tapper. McQuillan's got it over to Schmidt. Yeah, Del Ennis did look like a Del. Looked like a Del taco. Okay. Here's Hack Wilson. Hack sends it. Chuck Klein's all over it. Got it against the wall. 2 down for Billy Williams. Sitting him down. Very nice. All right, so here's Bruce Sutter, a right-hander. I don't think Philly's got any options here. Well, there's Ruiz. Ruiz is slightly better against right-handers than Darren Dalton is, with notably more power this season anyway. So this is our lone bullet, and we're not going to miss our shot. So here comes Chooch.
Pinch hitting for Philadelphia, Carlos Ruiz.
Nobody out. Down 3-2. Ruiz walks. Okay. I can't pinch run for him because he's our second catcher. And if we tie it up and go to extras, somebody's got to catch. Here's Ed Delahanty, 2 for 4. Not bunting with him. He's swinging away. And good thing, too, because it's a sure single to left. Ruiz will stay
Third
at
baseman, Scott Rowland.
Now, I'm just going to be proactive with Chicago here. Because Suter's in trouble almost immediately. So let's make sure Lee Smith is ready in case we got to use him. He only threw 3 pitches last night. I think he'll be okay. Okay. Nobody out. First and second. Cubs lead 3-2. Top of the 9th. Here's Scott Rowland. Sitting down.
Go!
Here's Mike Schmidt.
Strike 3.
Sitting down. Here it is. Chuck Klein, Philadelphia's best player. 2 down, runners on first and second against Cubs closer Bruce Suter.
Strike 3.
Sitting down, and just like that. Oh, wait a minute. That's probably a good point. That's why Rob played the game. But as for now,
The
look
final
at those
score
Cubbies.
from Citizens Bank Park, Chicago 3, Philadelphia 2. Hippo Vaughn picks up the win. George McQuillan is the loser. Bruce Suter gets the save. Billy Williams hit home run number 1 on the season. Time of the game, 2 hours, 56 minutes.
So it might have been his only hit. Yeah, Billy Williams, 1 for 5 with a run. 2 strikeouts, but a 2-run homer in a 3-2 win. Erases all of that doubt. Looks like McQuillan, everybody just had their average stuff, but your MVP's got to be, Billy Williams. So there you go. Cubs tied up 1-1. Tomorrow's an off day. Series moves back to Chicago for game 3. That'll be on Tuesday. So, but now it's a double dipper. Oh, here we go. Yeah, that's a good point. I was not known for my speed either. That's why motto, soccer-wise, was nobody's fast on the ground. Because that's a great equalizer. Okay, so there you go. Congrats to the Chicago Cubs. Cameron Fletcher's a proud papa tonight. And now we get right back to it. Because we don't want to be up too late. And we're out here in Yankee Stadium for Royals Yankees. And the pitching matchup. Oh, game 1, the series. New York's Bob Shockey rolled his ankle after throwing 4 1/3 innings of shutout ball. But Lefty Gomez pitched another 4 1/3 innings of good relief before Aroldis Chapman retired Hal McRae for the final out. The Yankees escaped, but I think it was a 4-2 win. And now, because there was some traffic on in the 9th, hence Chapman coming in when Gomez got into a bit of hot water. Tonight, it'll be Bret Saberhagen in an odd year, so that's good for him. Hang on a second. Saberhagen pitched 3 days ago, but barely 28 pitches. There's no reason why his pitch count should be restricted. So we can actually change that. There. Now that does not happen very often, but 28 pitches 3 days ago, I think Saberhagen's going to be okay. So it's Bret Saberhagen versus Jack Chesbro. Took me a while to get that one right. You could say he's the Yankees ace who won the most games, 21-12. Shockey's ERA is a little bit better, but regardless, Chesbro's a good pitcher, so this should be a good matchup. It's a right-hander, which is good for the Yankees because they're not quite as dangerous against the left-handers. Because look at all the lefties in their roster, right? Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Bill Dickey. Yeah, exactly. Rob Mills, what's up? Yeah, he's from the 80s. He can do it. That's right. Tigers don't need an off day. Yeah, and Tino's had his birthday this week. Hope you had a nice birthday, Tino. And the Tigers were back to square their series 1-1 as their ALDS against the defending champion Oakland A's moves back to the Motor City. That's on Tuesday. But here you go. For New York, against Saberhagen. Babe Ruth is your cleanup hitter. Lou Gehrig splits up the lefties. Mickey Mantle leads off. That's ridiculous. Bernie Williams is your DH. It's kind of funny. Ruth plays left. A-Rod plays probably shortstop. I know. But he is rated better there defensively than Jeter is. Bill Dickey behind the plate. Aaron Judge in right. Joe Gordon at second. And then, okay, it looks like it will actually be Jeter at short and A-Rod at third. Okay, there you go. All right, so move it over here. And again, Cameron, since you're a Royals fan, number one, if you see anything totally false here, let me know. So it's a right-hander, so OPS against righties. That puts George Brett. I'm going to hit Brett third. No, actually, I'm going to hit Brett fourth. And Mayberry second to split up my lefties. I still have the A's in Oakland. Like I don't have Tampa. I don't have the Rays playing in the Yankees spring training park this year either. We'll call the A's the Oakland A's until they officially start in their new home, wherever that is. Likely Vegas, but they'll still be the Oakland A's for us until they have that new home. Oh, Cam says. Okay, we'll do. Well, the numbers are here, so you can check my math. Now, man, this is almost makes me want to punch myself. I cannot lead off Danny Tardo. There's just no way. Even though the numbers, he has the best on-base percentage. Oh, wow. Bobby Witt shouldn't lead off either. And Sal Perez certainly isn't going to lead off. We're going to go with Whit Merrifield, who's going to play center probably. And that gives me Tardable at DH, Sal Perez catching, Bo Jackson in left field. Mike McFarland doesn't get to play. Bobby Witt's at shortstop. Frank White's at second base. Got to have Frank White. And Jermaine Dye in right field. There you go. All right.
Pitching for New York, number 19, Jack Chesbro. Leading off for Kansas City, center fielder, number 15, Whit Merrifield.
Play ball!
I'm going to shrink the heads here a little bit because they're a little onerous. And we'll give control of the Royals to Kansas City. Right? Don't forget Frank White. Yeah, I took a lot of flack from Royals fans when we posted our very first ever Kansas City lineup. And we dared to have Whit Merrifield at second base. Holy smokes. Yeah. Okay. Here's
Play ball!
Jack Chesbro. Joe Gordon, Flash Gordon, saved every one of us.
First baseman, John Mayberry.
And got Merrifield at first. Here's John Mayberry. Oof. Gordon again. Web gem. Eating it up.
Designated hitter, Danny Tartabull.
Danny Tartabull. Who sends one down the line. Judge gives chase.
Foul ball!
Foul ball, but just barely. Popped up.
Foul ball!
It makes the stands. But it's still 0-2. Tartabull doesn't care. Clean single to center.
Third baseman,
Tartable's on
George
first.
Brett.
For George Brett. Oh, man. Yeah, I figured. Brett to left. Tartable's going to try for third. We only have a 4% chance to get him there, so I'm going to hold Brett over there at first base. I'm not throwing to third. Not with a 4% chance and targetable
Catcher,
scores if the throw
number
goes wild.
13, Salvador Perez.
Here's Sal Perez. Foul ball.
Foul ball.
Tapper the third. A-Rod has it across the diamond. Gets him.
Pitching for Kansas City,
Nothing
Bret
across. We go to the
Saberhagen.
bottom of the first.
Leading off for New York, center fielder, number 7,
Right.
Mickey
That's
Mantle.
right. Don't listen to Costanza. All right, here's Mickey Mantle. Clubber won the right, but Jermaine Dye is
First
up
baseman,
to the task.
number 4, Lou Gehrig.
Here's the Iron Horse. Bobby Witt Jr. is not impressed.
Designated hitter, number 51, Bernie Williams.
Here's Bernie Williams.
Ball 4.
Walking.
Take your base.
Bernie's an interesting cat
Left fielder, number 3, Babe Ruth.
because he was a really good base runner and a terrible base stealer. But either way, I'm not sending anybody with Ruth up. Single to center. Williams with
Third
the wheels
baseman,
will take
number
third.
13,
2
Alex
down
Rodriguez.
for A-Rod. He sends one to left. Bo Jackson's under it. Bo
Left
knows.
fielder, Bo Jackson.
And here is Bo Jackson. Grounds to third. A-Rod has him at
Shortstop,
first.
number 7, Bobby Witt Jr.
Here's Bobby Witt Jr.
Strike 3.
Sitting there.
Second baseman, Frank White.
Ball 4.
Frank White walking.
Right fielder, Jermaine Dye.
Here's Jermaine Dye. Popping it up.
Catcher,
And A-Rod
number 8,
has it.
Bill Dickey.
Leading off, bottom of seconds, Bill Dickey for the Yanks. Try for a double with Dickey. Safe chance 89%. I like those odds. He's in there.
Right fielder, number 99,
So
Aaron
Dickey on second.
Judge.
Nobody out. Here's Aaron Judge
Strike 3.
sitting there.
Second baseman, number 6, Joe Gordon.
Joe Gordon. Oh,
Foul ball.
Joe Gordon. It's 1 and 2 to Joe Gordon. Single to the right. Send Dickey home. Safe chance 50%. I can't do it with 1 out.
Shortstop, number 2, Derek Jeter.
Here's Derek Jeter.
Dead ball.
Oh, he hit him. Pop. Jeter and his subpar defense go to first. Bases are loaded. 1 down for Mickey Mantle. He gets a hold of one, sends it to right. Jermaine Dye's under it, though. Makes the catch. Dickey will score easily. It's 1-0 Yankees. 2 down for Luger. Little flare to right. Jermaine Dye has it. And we go to the top of the third. Here's Whit Merrifield. Yeah, I heard that somewhere. Here's John Mayberry. Judge is under it. No high problema. Danny Turner. Ooh, that one's trouble. It's in the corner. It rattles around. Ruth runs over with a hold targetable to a double. 2 out double for Danny Tartable. I'm not messing around with George Brett. We're not going to give him much to hit, so I'm pitching around him, meaning I may well walk him, but he shouldn't get solid contact on anything. There you go. A little tap, tap, tapping. We're out of the inning. Bottom of the third, Bernie Williams. Yankees lead 1-0. Here's bases empty. Here's Babe Ruth. 1 out. Die is coming in. You got him. 2 down for A-Rod. To dead center. Whit Merrifield makes the catch. Here's Sal Perez.
Strike 3.
Now we're in the top of the 4th.
Strike 3.
Ooh, Chesbro's on a roll.
Strike 3.
Not fooling around. 3 straight strikeouts that inning. Well played. We go to the bottom of the 4th. There's Bret Saberhagen against Bill Dickey. Lost my cursor. There we go. Dickey with a tapper. Saberhagen has it. Close play at first. Maybe got him. Here's Aaron Judge with 1 down. Sends a drive to left. Bo Jackson's under it. He'll put it away. 2 down for Joe Gordon. Slaps one to third. Brett is all over it. Makes a long throw, and the Yankees are retired. We go to the top of the 5th. It's 1-0 Yankees. Here's Frank White. Excuse me. Which we call. Yeah, there should be more S's in Chesbro, I think. Here's Jermaine Dye. Hang on. All right. Taps to Gordon. 2 down. Here's Whit Merrifield. Sends one down the line. That's got a chance. Oh, it's off the wall. Like Vans. Stand-up double for Whit Merrifield. It's John Mayberry. It's a tapper. Gordon is up with it. Goes to Gehrig, and that's the inning.
Shortstop, number 2, Derek Jeter.
Bottom of the 5th. There you go. Jeter with a single to the gap. Dye brings it in quick. They'll hold him to 1. Here's Mickey Mantle.
Hey.
We send one to right, but Dye doesn't look concerned. Yeah, no issue there. Jeter will retreat to first. That gives us 1 down for Lou Gehrig. He sends one to the gap. It has a chance. It's gone. First postseason home run for Lou Gehrig, and it's 3-1 Yankees. Or 3-0 Yankees, I'm sorry. Saberhagen's thrown 70 pitches out of 120, and Kansas City's bullpen is the strength of this team. So, Cameron, you let me know, when you were thinking about the pen, your best options are your closers, Wade Davis. But other than that, man, it's all good. Ted Abernathy's great. Greg Holland's great. Jeff Montgomery's great. Steve Farr usually starts, so keep that in mind. You even got Dan Quisenberry, Kelvin Herrera. Those guys are all below league average. So you do have lots of options. I'm not pulling anybody right now. But Rob may be playing double agent right there. All right, so here's Bertie Williams. All right, Cam says. Yeah, he can throw a bunch of pitches. All right, so when the Yankees get out or 2, I'll get Quiz starting to warm. That timing usually works. Unless we're even quicker than that, boy. Okay, you convinced me. Options, setup, takeover, Kansas City. Bullpen. Quisenberry. Okay. So Bertie Williams at first. Can't shake it. 1 down. Here's Babe Ruth.
Strike 3.
Sitting down. Here's A-Rod with 2 down. We got a lot of that. Bo Jackson's under it. There we go. Yep. A lot of guys like that. And Eternal baseball, you'll see those late 70s, early 80s closers with pitch counts of like 70 or 75. So they could absolutely go back then. Here is Danny Tartable leading off the 6th inning.
Ball 4.
And I need to give control back to Kansas City here in case they've got their own frisky thoughts on the base paths. Okay. Oh, Brett. George Brett goes down the line. It'll find the corner. Tartable will get third at least. But he'll hold there as we've got second and third. Nobody out. Yanks up 3-0. And here is Sal Perez. Slices a single to left. Ruth is up with it. Brett will hold. So it's first and third, still nobody out. Time for the Yankees to think about making a change. At least getting that bullpen ready. So, wow, they're almost all lefties. They're ain't good. We'll go with David Gay. Warming up. He's amphibious. He pitches to both sides of to lefties and righties. Here's Bo Jackson. Popping out.
Powerball.
Oh, reaches the stands. But it's 0-2.
Strike 3.
Here's Whit Merrifield. Looks like they got Perez doubled off on that liner. After 5.5, 3-1 Yanks as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Bill Dickey pops one up. Oh, he's got a good call. Probably pine tar. I've heard that about Kansas City. One out. Here's Aaron Judge.
Strike 3.
Sit down. Joe Gordon. Frank White. I don't think they're letting Frank White hit here. I think they're looking at OPS versus right-handers. They're looking at on base against right-handers. It's not going to be Mike McFarland. Oh, I forgot you got Mike Sweeney, too. It's going to be Johnny Damon for the speed of it.
Pinch hitting for Kansas City, Johnny Damon.
All right, here we go. Johnny Damon with a shot towards Jeter. It's the Jeter throw. Yeah, he's got no range, but he gets him. Here is Brigetti is ready. Here's Jermaine Dye. All righty, 2 down for Happy Jack Chesbro. And here's Whit Merrifield. Slices it to first. Luke Gehrig's all over that. Oh, 7th inning stretch time. This is called the baseball card view. Hurt my eyes. Big finish. All right, here he goes. Derek Jeter's up. He's 1 for 1. Oh, right. Here's Robert Merrill. Oh, sorry about that. Sitting quiz down. That makes sense. Oh, I got to take control. I was distracted by the organist. All right, so Quisenberry didn't need you yet. We're sitting you down. Okay. Saberhagen's looking strong. He's got 26 pitches left. Probably get through this inning, probably. But here's Derek Cheek.
Strike 3. Yeah.
I got to give control back to Kansas City. There. Here's Mickey Mantle, 0 for 2 on the day.
Ball 4.
Walking. Mantle was fast, really fast, before he hurt his knee. Here's Lou Gehrig. Sounds like, yo, this is Lou Gehrig. Gehrig goes the other way. No problem at all, but Mantle will not test the arm of Bo Jackson, especially throwing from left to third base. Here's Bernie Williams.
Strike 3.
Oh, man. And now here's Robert Merrill's rendition of God Bless America. God. I'm not going to butcher it right before Memorial. Here's Babe Ruth. Runners from first and second, 2 down. This is the big one. It's like a wild pitch. Yep, wild pitch. Runners move up to second and third. Giving them a place to put Ruth. But his base is loaded for Alex Rodriguez. And Kansas City is going to need somebody here. Lefty next and then 3 righties. So I need to take over Kansas City. We need to make sure they have a lefty. Oh, you don't have any lefties. So we'll go with let's figure out for sure who our next toss is. It's got to be Ted Abernathy. He's been amazing. All right, Ted Abernathy is warming up. Base is loaded for A. He gets a hold of one. Bo Jackson is under it. Puts it away. Outstanding. All right, so Rob, you're a big Yankee fan. I got Chesbro cruising along. He's only given up 1 run, 88 pitches in. He can throw 150. But 2 of my next 3 hitters are left-handers, and they're the 2 and the 4, Mayberry and George Brett. Would you rather have Dave Vergetti come in here for the 8th inning, or do we stick with Chesbro till he gets in trouble? That is my question for you, Rob. Not for Mike, because I know he'd just say put in Willie Randolph. I get it. But that doesn't help us here. Stick him until he gets in a jam. Makes sense? Cam says, keep in mind, I may have pinch hit counter moves. Good call. Let's take a look at the Royals guys against righties. Your best one is Mike McFarland. And you do have Mike Sweeney who can catch too. So you could pinch hit McFarland without, Perez is catching. Anyway, got 3 catchers. But you wouldn't want McFarland until Bobby Witt comes up. That's 7th. Yeah, because Bo Jackson hits higher than him. Sal Perez hits higher than him. George Brett obviously hits higher than him. Tartable. So you're looking at that Mike McFarland maybe for Bobby Witt Jr. I'm all for it because I want to see Mike McFarland play shortstop. Yeah, and lefties if he changes pitchers, exactly right. And then you've got Mike Sweeney, who's better than everybody except Bo, and Hal McRae as an option too. So if a lefty comes in, you've got 2 good bullets. Here's Jack against Mayberry. Tapper to first, Chesbro covering because he's fundamentally sound. 1 down for Danny Tartt. Pops it up. Jeter's under it. We got 2 down. Here's George Brett, who I'm terrified of. Grounded to Jeter. He's over to Gehrig. There's a fight at first base. It's George Brett and Lou Gehrig. I'm kidding. Saberhagen's back. I'm going to do a mound visit here because I think he's okay. Not good, but not bad. He's still okay, but he's only got 6 pitches. Dickey would be his last hitter, unless you want Ted Abernathy right now. Ted Abernathy, unbelievable season. Look at this guy. 2-0, .89 ERA. .934 whip, 125 batting average against. I mean, yeah, Cam's picking up what I'm putting down. All right, it's Abernathy time. You know what? Saberhagen pitched pretty damn well. I'm giving him a salute. But now it's time for Ted Abernathy.
Ted Abernathy,
who was a fill-in algebra teacher in the offseason.
Ball 4.
I think he's walking. I got to give control back to Kansas City anyhow, especially with the runner on now. So here we go. 0 for 3. Aaron Judge steps to the plate. Dickey at first, nobody out. Ted Abernathy in. Judge sits down. Tough day for AJ. All right, runner at first, 1 down. Here's Joe Gordon. Abernathy has it. No play at second. He'll throw to first. Dickey advances to second on the ground out. It's still 3-1 Yankees. 2 outs. Runner at second for Derechie. Long throw from Bobby Witt. Gets Jeter. Oh, we get a chance to challenge it, and we will. Reversal chance, 53%. Oh, the ruling on the field stands. Jeter is out. So we go to, wow, it's the top of the 9th. That crept up on me. Let's get Mariano warmed up really fast. And Chesbro can stay until he gets in trouble.
Track 3.
Sal Perez is sitting down. Still a 3-1 lead. Bo Jackson hits a tapper. He can fly, though. A-Rod with the throw. They get him. 2 down for Bobby Witt Jr. Wait a minute. We already said that Bobby Witt Jr. against righties was not as good as Mike McFarland. So Cam Fletcher, looking at an OPS of 745, slightly better slugging percentage to 716 for Bobby Witt Jr. Cam, you want Mike McFarland pinch hitting here for Bobby Witt, or are you staying with Bobby Witt Jr.? Who's a hell of a ball player. I'm not touching this one. Not in the 9th with 2 outs, down 1-0. Cameron Fletcher, directing traffic, says Bobby is still the better option. We'll go with that. He taps it to Flash Gordon, who is merciless. And just like that.
The final score from Yankee Stadium, New York 3, Kansas City 1. Jack Chesbro is the winner. Bret Saberhagen gets the loss. Lou Gehrig hit home run number 1 on the season. Time of the game, 2 hours, 35 minutes.
That's fair. You know what? Saberhagen didn't even have good stuff. And he threw 7 innings, a 3-run ball in New York. That's pretty good. But Jack Chesbro was the truth today. 9 innings, 6 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. The Yankees take this one 3-1. Chesbro's the MVP. And the Yankees take a 2-0 lead in this series. So this will be your Everybody's very first pick. Oh, yeah. And Rob's counterpoint. Yay. Digging that. So here's where we're at. Cubs and Phillies tied at 1 game apiece. Atlanta and San Fran tied at 1 game apiece. In the American League, the Yankees have a 2-0 lead on Kansas City. Detroit and Oakland are tied at 1 game apiece. No games tomorrow, but I will have the scoreboard and the box scores updated. And enjoy your Memorial Day, travel day for all the games. We'll be back with 4 game 3s on Tuesday morning. But I appreciate you sticking with me through my double dip, especially because I was flying solo tonight. If you like what you saw, Eternal Baseball's been around. We're in our 5th season. You can find everything we do at eternalbaseball.com. You can also find us on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. We're very social. And if you like what you saw, you can drop us a line. Let us know. We've got team forums at eternalbaseball.com. Nothing's better than fan interaction. We always say we will never know any team better than their diehard fans. It's always good to get Samir Azari back on the podcast. And maybe I should have had old Rob play shotgun tonight, given that there's no school in the morning. But regardless, get some sleep, Rob. Good to see you. Good to see everybody. Thanks for showing up. The diehards are always first rate in our book. And that's it. So the division series will all wrap up by next Friday. Friday would be the game 5s, if there are any game 5s. And then Saturday would be a travel day. And then we'd have the first games of the championship series next Sunday. So looking forward to that. Maybe we'll do another doubleheader. We'll see if I can talk Brent into it. Look at no school till August. Good job, Rob. You earned that. But that's it for this edition of the Eternal Baseball podcast. I hope you liked it. Like, subscribe. All of that helps us. Tell your friends. I know you got baseball friends. They may not like your team, but they like some team. So let them know about Eternal Baseball. We can always use more fans. We can always use more feedback and more input. So with that, thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next week for another thrilling edition of the Eternal Baseball Podcast.